as I warned you all, this weekend I would be busy out of town, just at a family event. So, kind of as you can see by the shaky camera and weird background, not really super prepared for a video, but this seemed like important enough news that I do something on FedEx and Joe Gibbs Racing. Of course, FedEx has been at Joe Gibbs Racing for ever, it seems like. But they've sponsored the 11 car, obviously, forever. Denny Hamlin, ever since he's been at Gibbs, has had them as his primary sponsor. But there were a lot of questions entering the season. Would FedEx re-up with Gibbs? And then Hamlin's contract also up. Would he re-up with Gibbs? And the question, of course, after last summer, what happened with Kyle Busch and Joe Gibbs Racing? M&M's dropped out. Kyle Busch ended up leaving Joe Gibbs Racing because of a lack of sponsorship and money and whatnot. So if FedEx didn't re-sign with Gibbs, would Hamlin leave Gibbs? Well, this report says FedEx is close to striking a contract extension with Joe Gibbs Racing to continue sponsoring the team into the 2024 NASCAR season, per People Familiar. The precise scope of the agreement is unclear, but FedEx is expected to retain a sizable presence on the number 11 Toyota. So yeah, I don't know how much that is. I don't know how many years the extension will be, how long. I mean, I swear it feels like they've been losing races or they've been stepping back. I feel like Sports Clips has been on the 11 more. We've seen Interstate Batteries on the 11 some. They pick up the occasional random one race sponsor, like OfferPad was on them for a couple races in 21. I can't remember who it was, but Kansas last year, some blue car that was not FedEx. So I feel like there's been a lot less FedEx races where it used to be FedEx sponsored Hamlin every single race. So it has felt like they've sized down in terms of how much they sponsor them. I don't know if it's COVID hit them hard or whatever it is at FedEx, but yeah, it seems like they're going to extend, and them extending, I think that essentially locks in Denny Hamlin at the 11 car. I didn't really see him leaving unless, the whole Kyle Busch deal basically repeated, which I don't think Gibbs would let happen twice. And yeah, he wouldn't really have options because of the whole Toyota tie as an owner for 2311. So he could have opened up a third car for himself at 2311 or went to a team and essentially switched them to Toyota. But yeah, so that essentially solves that problem for both Joe Gibbs Racing, Denny Hamlin, and also in a sense 2311. But yeah, late night news. It sucks that they had to wait till, what is it? It's almost 10 o'clock on the East Coast to decide to report that news, but here it is. So it looks like FedEx is staying with Joe Gibbs Racing, and so by default, I guess Denny Hamlin's going to stay, but until it's official, it's not official. So we'll see how that ends up going, but if it does become official, I will let you know.